Hi ScrappingClearly fans, it's Melinda here with you again today, and today I am sharing my take on this beautiful mood board. Peg from the design team designed this one, and I love the fun bright colours in it. So you just saw my take on the board, and I've pre-cut my title because I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I've pulled out some of my gelatos. I'm going to be using the Chamel Starshine collection yet again. It really is my all-time favourite collection ever. So I cut my title on my Cameo using, I'm not sure exactly what font, but if you're keen to know, just leave a comment and I can find it for you. I'm marking out where my photograph is going, and it's this photo of my little guy. He has been doing swimming lessons the last couple of months, and he was quite timid and not really sure of himself, and then we got him these goggles, and all of a sudden he was this beyond brave, overconfident, scare his mama kid. But he loves the water. He's always loved the water, but he's just been a bit timid. So I decided I wanted to do some of the packaging technique in the background with my gelato. So I'm just scribbling some onto some packaging, adding some water, mushing it up, and just smudging it on the page. You can see as this comes along, the title sort of comes to life, but I will pull out all of those letters and back those with some of my scraps from my 6x6 paper pad. But yeah, so I've just pulled out a few different colours of gelatos that I knew matched the collection. And yeah, I'm just going crazy with colour. I had so much fun putting this together. So anyone else here in Australia enjoying the school holidays? We go back in, I think, 3 weeks, and I'm really actually not looking forward to it. Been enjoying the fun and the no routine. It's been pretty good. Who is busting for their kids to go back though? I'm sure give me another week or so and I will change my mind. Keep you updated. So I'm using, as you can see, some blues, some yellows, some oranges, and because I don't really want the colours to mix, I am drying off between each colour application. The first orange that I use is a bit too yellow, so I add some more of that darker orange and I get exactly the perfect shade that I'm after, which is awesome. Love it when a plan comes together like that. So then the second time when I go up the top, I add the two colours together and I get the same shade. And just mush that around up the top as well. So just be really careful if you decide to use orange and blue together, because if you mix them, they will become a lovely colour of mud. But orange and blue together but separate look awesome. I love the combination. I decided that I wanted a little bit more lighter blue, so I've grabbed a lighter coloured gelato. I've got names of all except for 2, I think, of those gelatos, so I will include those either below or in the blog post so that if you're interested in those particular colours you can get them. And I will have a look at the colours available in the store and see if I can match them to what I think they might be. So I wanted some splatters but decided that I didn't want to have to remix the gelatos with water, so I pulled out some of my colour sprays by Colour Blast. Again, I'm just mixing colours. There wasn't an orange that was exactly the right shade, so you'll see me in just a minute. I will mix some colours after. I don't know what's going on with this. This one's called Love. I don't know what's going on with it, but I need to have a proper play with it. I was eager to get this happening. So I end up just taking the nozzle out and sprinkling a little bit on the packaging. But I mix some of the Love with the saffron and get exactly the right shade of orange. I'm not sure if you have any of the colour sprays, but you can mix the colours and create your own colours to suit whatever project you're working on. Did have a bit of a difficult time getting this to sprinkle when I do my splatters, but it worked out in the end, and I'm really happy with the colour I got. And I'm just using the nozzle from all the 3 different colours and applying over where that colour is on the background there. I'm going to speed it up for you because you don't need to sit and watch that forever. I think I've actually edited a lot of it out, but I'm not sure. No. So, and this is the saffron, and straight as the yellow, and then I think the other colour that I use is lagoon. Let me have a look at my bit of paper that I wrote on. Oh, I don't know where my bit of paper is. I'll find it and I will link that as well in my blog post. So I decided I wanted a bit more texture and I wanted to bring a bit more of the blue in. There's so many bright colours in that mood board. I pulled out my Singing the Blues colour paste by Colour Blast, and I'm just mushing that through one of my Dusty Attic stencils. I love these little stencils, they are awesome. It's just little crosses. And so I'm just mushing that around. You can see me lifting up the corners of the stencil and putting my head in frame, sorry. That's because I have marked out the corners of where my photo is going to go. You'll see here that I smudge all that and I scrape it all off, and you can't even tell. It looks like I've just put some blue watercolor there. So I left that to dry, and there you go. That's it, all dry with the photo in place, and they're the scraps that I'm going to be using to back the cut that I've done there. And you can see the title now. It says Goggles plus Hunter Unstoppable. This kid, I seriously cannot believe the confidence that these goggles have bought him. But yeah, we've flown through the levels, and yeah, it's really nice to see that he's now confident enough to jump in the water, and you know, we can throw him in the water and he doesn't panic. So yeah, I do only show you, I think, 3 letters of me doing this, because again, no one needs to watch this process for an overly long time. I think I do the E, the L, and the B just so I can show you what I've done with the insides of the letters with the insides. It doesn't make a great deal of sense, but it will in a minute. So I just I cut the bit of paper, and I use lots of different patterns, but I still have this giant stash of offcuts. So I'm going to have to think of something creative to do with it. I really do love this collection, and I do not want to throw any of it out. So I just stick the colour that I want behind like normal. Then I grabbed the negative space and I put a little bit of glue in where the inside bits are, and I stick the inside bits down and then take the letter off. Gives me perfect placement, which is something that I'm particular about, which is really silly, but that's okay. So, and then I just peel out the B and the perfect B. Love it. So I've gone ahead and pre-back and backed that whole file, and also, I'm not sure if you watched my last Scrapping Clearly video, but I screwed up one of my favorite papers from this range with some gesso. I hated how it looked, so I've used the B side of it as a border, which has that rainbow diagonal stripe, and I've attached that. I will go back later and stitch around that, I think. But I've added some tissue paper behind my photo, just some tissue paper from my stash, and I'm using some of that leftover, sorry, I just went completely blank. Some of the diagonal stripe rainbow paper as a layer as well. I've had this stack of scraps there, and I was like, I've got to get this used up. It's becoming a bit crazy. So I think that's what I end up sticking with, and I just use my tiny attacher to stick it all together. And some fun foam to mount my photo on. my layout is coming together really quickly. That's one of the good things about giant titles. Once the title's done, if you are doing some work to the title, then the rest of the page just comes together really easily. You don't need to go, well, I don't feel like I need to go overboard with embellishments. So I do add a few, but not much. And like you can see, just a few scraps as layers behind my photo there. What am I doing now? So I pulled out a few bits and pieces that I was thinking that I might use. I wasn't really sure because I wasn't sure how much of the background the mixed media would take up. This clear sticker says "Be brave," and I just thought it was perfectly fitting. And there's a spot next to the photo there that doesn't have a lot of the texture paste, so I thought that I would add that in there. It does end up getting shifted up a little bit, but it's just the perfect space, and you can still see the colour through the letters, which I think is really cool. I do play around with another clear sticker and then just decide that the one is good. It doesn't need much more. I think I add one ephemera piece, that one there. I think it says "Shine Your Light." I do come in later and it may be off camera and add a couple of staples to the top corner of that because I do ruffle up the edges of the white cardstock. And at that point I realised that my photo wasn't stuck down properly because most of the adhesive had been stuck to the paper layers. It was obviously in the groove and totally forgot about it. Now I only applied a little bit of glue sort of to the right hand side and the middle of that. I'm quite happy for it to pop up a little bit and to not be perfectly flat. I'm going to use my ruler to line up some lines for my journaling. Sorry for my big head. The camera is directly, well, my phone is directly above me, so I've added my journaling, and then I decided I needed to make that title pop, so I grabbed my Sharpie pen and I'm just going around the outline of each of those letters so that you can see it. You do see it in the close-ups because I didn't film the whole process because, again, no one needs to watch that process. But if you do have any questions, please leave them below in the comments box. I'm quite happy to help you out. There's my finished page. I love how this page came together. It's bright, it's fun, it's happy, works in with the mood board. You've still got almost 2 weeks, I think, to upload your take, so make sure you head over to the Facebook group, which I will link in the description box, and load your take. It is a super fun, awesome mood board this month. Thank you very much for stopping by. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for all of your comments that you do leave, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks again.